Hello and welcome back to the J-Chip Show. My name is J-Chip and today I have a very special guest with me here today.
I'm a special guest. Thank you.
Today we're going to be reviewing a very unique anime called Aku no Hana, or The Flowers of Evil.
Unique is a special word for a special guest.
Aku no Hana is about a boy named Takao Kasuga who spends his days immersed in books to escape his frustrations with life. His only source of joy seems to be having a crush on Saiki Nanako. However, Takao's obsession goes too far one day. When in the moment, he steals Saiki's gym clothes and takes them home. Worse, his terrible deed was spotted by Sawa Nakamura, a mysterious outcast who threatens to reveal the boy's secret unless he promises to engage in a contract with her. Art, what did you think of the story for Aku no Hana?
I think the story was something that, it wasn't the most unique thing out there, but I think it handled it really well. There's a lot of shows out there that are about, school life and school drama. But I think this is one of those shows that takes it to the extreme and just not destroys its characters the way something like Evangelion did, but it blows it up enough to where it feels awful, but it's not so far gone to where it's unrelatable.
So were you surprised to find out that this was directed by the same guy that directed most of Mushishi?
Kind of, because Mushishi's a lot more supernatural than this.
In Aku no Hana, we follow three main characters, Nakamura, Kasuga, and Saiki. Kasuga is a normal, everyday student who loves books. The way he deals with things is sorta creepy. He finds himself going back and forth a lot. He is very introverted and lets people make decisions for him, and he barely ever speaks up for what he wants, despite his obvious unhappiness in situations. Saiki is a sweet and submissive girl who simply wants the best for Kasuga. She is also extremely supportive for Kasuga, but this leads to her getting hurt a lot. Also, she always sacrifices her happiness for his at any given time. Nakamura is a manipulative and sadistic girl. At first she appears to be like your typical yandere that you see in most anime, but you start to learn what makes her different in how she acts, and the way she manipulates Kasuga.
Kasuga feels like he's just kind of along for the ride, which is okay as the protagonist, and Saiki's just kind of the ideal model girlfriend, I felt. So really, when you're watching this, you should really be thinking of Nakamura as the main character. I personally like Nakamura the most, not solely because she was really the one that drove the plot entirely, but just the things that she went to extents to do was insane and at the same time entertaining.
I feel like Kasuga is one of those characters where it's like, what would you do in his shoes type of character?
Oh no, he's definitely a character like that. I agree with that entirely.
My biggest criticism with the cast mainly was that the side cast never really did anything important, I felt, and they were all pushed aside for the main cast.
Yeah, I can't really identify a single side character, except maybe their parents.
The music was done by Hideyuki Fukasawa. He is best known for doing music like Fate's Stay Night, Unlimited Blade Works, and Marvel vs. Capcom 3. The music I felt was done very well. It didn't rely on over-the-top horror music, but the music did have a creepy vibe to it. The show has 4 openings and 4 endings. In my opinion, they all fit very well, and the openings were very unique, even if it's just a backdrop.
When it comes to the end, when it comes to all the sound for me, really, nothing was extremely amazing, but I really think the openings fit the tone of the show, especially with how each character felt when the openings switched. Like, you would have one of the characters getting extremely angry, and as soon as that mood swing happened, the opening would switch to them being angry and doing like a more screaming style in their songs. And then you have the ending, which really made you feel this vibe of creepiness throughout the whole series. Just the robotic tone that it has. That ending is probably the most memorable thing from the show for me. But nothing was extremely offensive. Nothing was bad, I felt, in terms of the music.
The anime was done by Studio Zexes. Their most famous works were Say I Love You and Legend of the Legendary Heroes. The animation itself is very unique, using rotoscope animation. I personally felt that the animation was very well done. It's not perfect, there's a bit of inconsistency with the animation, but what they did was really unique, and I would like to see more anime like this.
Yeah, it's not going to be the most amazing animation you ever see. It will probably be some of the most fluid animation you ever see. But I really think just the rotoscopic style of it gave it its own identity. And, I don't know why they decided they should have rotoscoped over the show instead of just making it a live action. That kind of confuses me. But I still think it makes it unique in its own way. The biggest problem with it just has to be the same thing with most non-traditional animation styles, and that's the mouths. But everything else looks decently good. I think the best things are probably the backgrounds.
I had a good time with Flowers of Evil. It's one of those anime that might stick around due to its animation, but overall I think it's a show that should be given a chance. I wouldn't say it's worth a purchase for me, like on Blu-ray or DVD, but I don't hate the fact that I saw it. I do wish this show had a season 2, as the ending ends on a cliffhanger, and if I was going to be honest, the ending did kind of irk me a little bit. Not only that, they did tease us with a season 2, but I don't really think it's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be a season 2 either. So if you do get into this, I would say, if you want to, and you want to see the unique style, go for the anime. Otherwise, I would just start from the manga, and just so you can have the same experience all the way to the end.
Overall, I think I'm going to give the show a nice, good 7 out of 10. I don't think it's absolutely amazing, but I still think it's a decent show to watch, but just be warned by the cliffhanger ending. I know you don't rate so far, but what's your personal final verdict on Aku no Hana?
I like how you caught on to that after you said that. You're like, I know you don't rate anything. What I would say about it is, if you're into teen angst dramas, this is definitely for you. If you hate that kind of stuff, like if characters like Shinji Ikari bother you, don't even go near this.
What would you personally recommend if someone were to really love this show, Art?
Not for reasons of the characters or the story, but I would say Kaiba, because of when the animation starts moving, like when you see things in high motion environments in this show, it kind of feels like a Masaaki Yuasa show. So Kaiba, I think, is one of the more accessible Yuasa shows, but I still think that it's similar enough in terms of the art style that you could get away with it, and maybe the atmosphere too.
For me personally, I recommend Serial Experiments Lane. Both shows share a kind of dark, depressing atmosphere, and they both take their time to tell the story.
I can agree with Lane for those reasons, yeah. That's a solid recommendation, I think.
I think we're going to end it off here. I hope you enjoyed this review for Aku no Hana, and I want you to go check out Art of Anime's YouTube channel. He's got tons of great videos. You'll never be bored. Also, make sure to check out his Discord because I am very active there if you want to chat it up. Also, we watch anime from time to time. And as always, I gotta thank my Patreon backers, Shakstra59, Nia Chan, Stuff We Play, and now Warpbait. Thank you guys, it means a lot. It really does mean a lot that you guys support me on Patreon.
I'm gonna make a shameless plug of my Patreon too.
The links to all the Patreons and Discord links will all be in the description below. As always, have a good day or night depending on whenever you're watching this.
Have a good one.